Welcome to this next video about the editors that come with the engine. In this case I'll show you the skin editor. This is your main way to define the materials for your models in the game. In general you will start just with a new model for which you can define the skin. You will get default plastic-like skin for each texture defined in your model. And from there on you can simply start adding material properties and define how they look like. In this engine you don't work with shaders or any kind of complex definition of shaders, but you work with actual physical material properties. And this is also an important aspect of the engine. You're working with a physically based render system, which means you can reduce a workload a lot compared to other systems where you have to fine-tune your shaders for different lighting conditions. In particular, your most important thing is the roughness. This is what defines all the properties you usually have to apply manually, like glossy, reflectivity, specularity, all that stuff, where you have to fine-tune for a different lighting situation. If it's day and night you have to adjust them. Here you use one roughness and one reflectivity and works everywhere. So let's make color for this one. So you see that's a different the default plastic look like. This is because the roughness is rather large, so you get a diffuse look. If you go a little bit more smoother, it starts to become very smooth with retry reflections if required. And here you can also see the roughness doesn't define if it's metal or plastic or any other kind of material that's smooth, because this is not important. This one here could be plastic, could be a painted material, car paint for example. It doesn't matter. The material property of the roughness is the same for both. And that's the important one. You don't have to use a metalness texture or I don't know, a plastic texture. You just say it's smooth. And that's it. The rest is done for you. This also means it doesn't matter what kind of lighting situation you have. You can use this here to define how you preview your model. For example, I take a different scene which has light sources. And then I can switch also to the night, and you'll see how the lighting situation immediately changes. You suddenly have specular reflections on your model, and that's not because you defined it. That's because roughness under this lighting condition shows this kind of specularity. It's simply a function of roughness. And if you go back to the skylight, it looks different. So no need to make various skins for those different lighting situations. The artist can go, make the skin, and it works everywhere. No tweaking required. So another question has been, does it have normal mappings? Of course it has. And in the examples I used you couldn't see it because at day it's filled with light. So you can import into your skins directly from other skins. So let's take this weathered plastic, and this replaces all your properties directly, so you can quickly put together new skins by using what you have already done with others. And here you see already how the normal map affects the lighting, and I can also adjust how strongly it does affect. Again, it's no need to mess with shaders, it just works, and it works everywhere. So also night with all those lighting, it's just there. The same model, the same skin, it just works. In general the roughness can be also adjusted. It's a typical move to use the remapping to adjust how your roughness is applied to the model. So you can for example say the surface is rough but the bumps are not rough, or keep everything rather rough. So you have possibilities there to create all kinds of materials, and I also can go a little bit special. I can say let's make it transparent, no need to adjust the shaders, I just define what I want to have. Give me like this, and it's transparent. Just works with every kind of light source, everything. Or I can say, oh, that's nice, I want to make it a little bit more interesting. So let's pick the normal and distort, and you've got frosted glass without touching a single line of shader, just by defining what is your material property, and the engine does the rest for you, because that's all it needs to know to do everything you want in whatever lighting condition you want. It just works. Faster than that you simply can't make skins. Now let's have a look at the dynamic part. Skins can have a dynamic skin assigned, and this means I can use the very same skin for different models and adjust it to create a lot of variation. So again, creating the new model created for me all the textures it has with the default. Let's pick the head, for example, and let's say I define a renderable. This simply means if I use a dynamic skin with this renderable name inside, it will replace this property. It's a very simple system, but very powerful. So I guess I named it test. And then I can go and say, oh, we have a nice little image, for example, but not in this directory, it's here. Let's pick, what do we do? This one? So, and it is. If we would have no dynamic skin, it would simply use the default. Or I can say I make a video and use it, and that's it. The material property is using a video. I could also define it for every video here, but in this case I can like overload this property just in this one particular model. And obviously I can use it for everything I want. So I can say I apply it to a normal instead. Besides, you can hear some details. If you want, you can look in this panel more precisely what each texture actually does, each property. Okay, let's pick those. Let's make the strength a little bit less, and let's say this is our renderable. And now the image is simply applied a video playing on your normals. In general, you can do this everything, and it works also with values. Let's say power, doesn't matter. And I can replace a single value. And with this I could, for example, control how strong it is applied. A dynamic skin with two values, and I match this. There's no limit, so you can adjust use as many renderables as you want, for as many textures as you want. For this way I'm using usually a texture which overloads nearly everything, so it's quite versatile. And you can also use, for example, a render target, not here in the preview, but in the game. So you could draw a replacement for your skin with your game scripts, or a camera which you can use to render your game script, your dynamic materials from a camera in your scene anywhere. So combine and mix this, and this is also mixed on a per skin level, so I can assign a dynamic skin to this entire model to replace various properties together. So I can give the same renderable name to different properties, and then the same renderable would adjust all matching properties. Or I could attach a dynamic skin for each individual texture on my model to even fine-tune more if I have to. So that has it been for this little editor, and the next time I'm gonna show you a different editor. Have a nice day.